Good. You just pretend you walk in the door, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, hold on. So. Hold on.
Come on in.
Hello.
Hello.
Miss Oliver at the office told me you're ready to see me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm
Andrew,
Lee.
nice to meet you.
I'm Lee Oliver. How are you?
Good. Welcome to my office.
Thank you. The issues I was having today is, as your office secretary probably told you, I'm just fresh out, which means I was just released. I was granted my release on December 9th, so I just did, it was my first time doing a 5-month fit. Sorry, my dog had to come with me. I couldn't find a babysitter for him today. Daycare was closed.
It could be rather healing company.
Yeah, that's the idea, right? He's my one and only true friend that won't judge me, as opposed to all those other fake friends I have in those scumbag circles.
For sure.
So,
For sure. They say a dog is a man's best friend, right? And they're there for support. And it's
Yeah,
gives you a little nip there.
Yeah. So so I wanted to make it in and talk to you today because you told me before that if I was ever having a stressful day, I'm not close to feeling like relapse, but I just felt very overwhelmed today. I was with family members and just out of nowhere, it all just kind of hit and caught up to me, and I was trying to freak out inside, but I just had to kind of tuck it away until I made it in here, just right outside, I was tearing up. You know what I mean? So it was just very, very overwhelming, and I don't know if it's because I'm used to the comforts in jail, right? Or back at home, there may be a few people like overstepping their boundaries. I feel they're overstepping their boundaries, and it also really scares me because I have no control. I have no control over pretty much anything because it kind of feels like it's almost like one of these, like my freedom is being dangled in front of me if I don't do everything I say, and that is, to me, I view that as a threat, and I don't do well with threats. You get what I'm saying? Like, do you understand that? So that is what's making me nervous because it's going to push me over the edge. And my ex-wife told me once before that, she said, Lee, you are an extremist. No matter how good of a guy you are, you're either fully one way or you're not at all. So I just don't want to have a really bad day, and actually the day comes where I do relapse and I just go fucking full throttle, right? Because that's kind of how I am sometimes.
Right.
So are you are you getting
what I
any of
gathered
this?
from that information is I feel you're feeling overwhelmed with your
Exactly,
whole situation. You went from being confined and knowing what you're to do every day.
Exactly, I had my routine,
to the
right?
law.
Yeah. I had my routine. I tried to bring it home with me, and for the most part I did, but again, even just being out around all of these people, and I'm trying to just do a little bit of shopping, I'm taking baby steps, I'm not trying to just throw myself out there, but even just the people is overwhelming, right? So I can definitely see why people don't last long, and they gamblers start buying scratch tickets to do their thing, or drug addicts will, a heroin addict, their drug of choice, the DOC is heroin, they'll start off by smoking a little bit of weed, right? Because they're overwhelmed, and that's just their way of getting back, trying to feel integrated or feeling comfortable again. Obviously it's not good, you're just going to go down the same dark path, but me, I chose to come here. I chose to just do the right thing because I'm trying to be a humble man. I don't want to be violent anymore. I don't want to be, because when I start using, I just go black, is what I refer to it, as I'm too ashamed to be around my family. I'm embarrassed. So that's why I chose to come here and see you instead.
Yeah, I hear you. Could you tell me about how your routine was every day?
So while I was in
before
jail.
Before you got out these last couple days?
While I was in jail. So in the morning I would wake up, and I knew from as soon as I came to, like after the horrible withdrawal, as soon as I had my wits about me and my thoughts, I knew that I needed a routine because laying in bed all day was no good for anybody. So I would wake up, I would do the breakfast thing. Well, I would serve the breakfast off the meal cart, and then I would clean the whole range, which is about the same length as this building here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means I would sweep it, and then I would mop it, and then I would wipe off 5 tables, and then I would clean the phones, but I wouldn't do the shower stall. So then after we're all done that, I would go outside the range because I gained the trust of all the guards and the sergeants that I was allowed outside of the range. So I would also sweep and mop out there, right? And in turn, I would get extra meals and so forth, right? So it was just a whole new, it was a better dynamic because when all the guys had extra meals, they were happier, our range was happier, we all got along better, and that's because of me, right? Because I was putting in that extra work, and I kept busy, right? I was also hitting the gym 3 times a day, I would go out for smudge, I would hit the library, I would go see social workers, I had a schedule every day, my routine, and then like I said a few minutes ago, I brought that home with me, so. So I can keep a healthy routine, a healthy schedule, right? So because boredom, I don't know if you've learned that from any other clients or patients yet, but boredom is people's most worst enemy.
Okay, so what I'm gathering is that you are overwhelmed with you need a routine.
Yeah, very, no,
You make me lose my thought because you do answer like all my questions, really.
Yeah, overwhelmed just going into a freaking variety store because I'm used to very limited guys, like eight of us all day. That was usually 8 to 10 people, right? So when I have all these unknown people, all these strangers, it's just like I'm ready to be out. It was just my, you know what I mean? It was just very overwhelming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even as soon as I walked out of the jail itself, super overwhelmed.
On a scale of 0, 1 to 10, how do you think you're feeling now, as in like your happiness, your all over mood today? Would you consider it a good day? Compared to what you're
there's a lot of unnecessary stresses put on me through, like, every day since I've been out. There's a lot of unnecessary like anxiety, stress, when it's just unnecessary, right? If people would learn that they could give others second chances, if my people are really putting faith in me, like they're showing me that they have been trying to, and that's really super cool. I also understand why my people don't, because I have, betrayed their trust in the past, but I'm trying so hard to do the right things, to be a humble man, to show them, like, look, so, for example, if I wanted anybody to come over, I'm definitely comfortable with myself and another one, a pat down, so there's no illegal substances brought into the house, whether it be even alcohol. I didn't think it'd bother me at first, but now I see with alcohol obviously comes drugs, right? So I don't really, it's just the unfairness there, the disrespect that I felt like just previously since I've been out is kind of what has me stewing. And people know when you stew, when you're a fresh addict, that usually tends to just spiral down. Like your mood darkens, your routine stops, you get angry, and then you slowly turn back into the same person. But I am fighting that to be a humble person because I'm still trying to stay in the light.
Angry about how you're being treated.
Well,
and you're not necessarily know how to cope with that because it's
I'm learning how
in your space all the time.
I'm not angry, I'm just frustrated because I want people. How is anybody going to know? How are my people going to know that I have to be tested, right? I don't want a big test because I'm not sure I'll pass it. I don't know yet because I've never been through this before. So I don't have those answers, right? Like I said, I just want to do baby steps. But me being like when I was a foreman, like a supervisor in the plants, I would have a crew of 25 to 30 guys. When you have happy crew workers, your job goes a lot easier. It's done on time, you get job productivity goes through the roof, right? So just like for me, if I was to be happy, You know what I mean? Just small little things, a pat on the back, or, you know,
Some
just
encouragement,
a morality boost. You know, those things go a long way,
would
right?
you say your group is helping for that?
Like my people.
Like your groups that you're attending with Alphonse,
Yeah,
talking
so
with
the
Sarah
so the thing is,
Beard,
the Melissa,
or Melissa Beard.
yes. So the difference there, yes, they both help, but they both have their own dynamic for myself. So with Alphonse and Rona and like Ryan Joseph and Amy Williams, see, we're all from the same community where I would feel a different, like there's a different dynamic with them because they all know each other, they all know my people. And then when I go see Melissa, that is just a one-on-one. Plus, I met her I didn't really get to know her until I was incarcerated. So right off the bat, it's a different dynamic, a different atmosphere. We talk about different things. I can go to her with different issues than I can go to these people. These people are almost like an extended family, right? And with her, it's more like a professional setting. It's just the way I view it. I'm sure they're all the same, but I just view them differently. So in my mind, in my feelings, they're different dynamics. So they're different. It's like a different job, a different payout, right? A different satisfaction type thing, right?
When you're being mistreated, as you had stated, you say that
Not
puts you in a
mistreated. I'm just
position
frustrated because
as
I need.
stewing.
Yeah.
You said.
Yeah, frustrated. I'm stewing about it.
How do you think you could cope with that differently rather than stewing?
I would just have to. Obviously, I could just give in and stop being so stubborn, you know. And obviously, if I just get anybody was to give in, but along with giving in comes that feeling of being walked on and unappreciated, like being bullied or being what is it called, manipulated, right? But if I put up a little bit of a fight, that shows that I have strength. Like coming from a sobriety point of view, I have strength because I'm fighting for something I believe in. I'm fighting for myself, right? I'm fighting for the fact, not assuming or assumptions or anything. It's a fact that I know that I can be around certain people and places or things, like all those nouns or whatever objectives or whatever. I really feel that I'm strong enough, so I almost want to be tested that I can be.
People, places, or things? Do you feel you?
Well, like,
I'm having a feeling you sound
like,
kind of scared of your own self.
I am scared, but I also want to be tested. My ego could throw me into a spiral, but I'm pretty sure I can because, like I just stated, like the other day when I returned home, there was alcohol and drugs there. I'm assuming the drugs I didn't want to see, I didn't want to look, but I'm pretty well educated in that area, so you know, that's why I wanted the company that was here when I got home from group, the company that was here. I politely asked him to leave. He was putting up a bit of a stink. Last time it got physical, like I said, I'm trying to be a humble man. I didn't want that to happen, so I politely just walked him out the door, you know, and got him on his way and was leaving, right?
What is stopping you right now from just walking out the door?
Well, I don't.
Do you want to be tested?
No, I don't want to.
No, that's
honestly,
a bad question. That's pride.
Yeah. So there is nothing stopping me from walking out this door right now because.
Paraphrase that.
What is stopping me from going back to the life I was living before?
Yes, because you're on stipulation.
Yeah, I'm on stipulations. I could just say.
You want to be tested. You want.
No, I don't. No, I don't want to be tested. I just want to show. I just want to show everybody that I'm not that person anymore. And people won't know if this is one of those things where you won't know unless you've actually been there and done it. People can read about it, you can learn about it from people with an IQ like Einstein. But you won't know what I'm talking about until you have been there.
Maybe
you know,
so a little insight on that because I know that when I was ready to get sober, I knew that those weren't my friends and I didn't want to be around them. And I wanted to go home to my family. So I think the contradiction I'm having here is I didn't want to go there because I know I wasn't loved there, but I feel like you
Yeah, so,
have
when
something,
people,
a connection. I feel like you're chasing something
no,
that's
I'm
out
not,
there.
I'm not, yeah, I can see and I can appreciate that thought for sure. Like I can appreciate that and will entertain that thought right now. So, me chasing something, yeah, it could be seen as that, but those same people have also told me it's time for me to let go of that thing that I might be chasing. But I can't just, there has to be a closure, there has to be a beginning, there has to be a middle, and there has to be an end. So I've already had the beginning, which was shit. I've already had the middle, which was shit. So the ending, which is probably going to be shit, but it's not going to be shit on my part. You know, it's going to be a more of a, you know, like,
Now, what are we chasing here? The
it's gonna be-
relationship you had, or
and I
the
wouldn't even
relationship
call
you
it
had
a
with
relationship.
a chemical?
Right, it's gonna be all just one nastiness in one, right? I kind of want to be, I just want to just, you know, because I think it's more or less because I can, because I know I don't need drugs, or any kind of bad chemicals or substances to, you know what I mean? Like I don't care, but I do. It's just,
Do you
if
think-
this person says they're doing as good as they are, then if I was to invite them over or meet up with her, and she has no drugs like she's been saying, and other people have told me that she's looking better, she's putting on a little bit of weight, she's not looking bad anymore. That's nor here or there, but it's just something, I don't know, I just have a hard time letting go of females because
Do
I
you
have
think
deep
it's-
abandonment issues. I just want to say, look, you
I can
know,
understand that.
you know, look how good I'm doing. If you wouldn't have fucked around so much, fucked me up, you know, mentally, maybe something could have worked, but I can't. That's just how I am with females. I grow an attachment with females, and I don't like to treat them badly. I don't. So I would like to stay friends with any of my ex-girlfriends, you know, if I could. I would, you know, that's just the way I am. I can't just say, you know, shoot fly, don't bother me ever again. That's not the way I am. I'm not like that with anybody,
Do you
right?
think it's fair to say that sometimes you don't get closure,
Um,
and you have
it
to deal
would
with
be,
it that way?
but yeah, but I think it's more or less people just kind of not giving me that chance. I'm not trying to run off. Like I've had money in my pocket the last few days, and I haven't even thought about taking off in the middle of the night. Whereas before, like a year ago, oh fuck, I would have been fucking gone. You know, we wouldn't be here having this conversation right
I
now.
know what you're saying, and I know what is bothering you.
You know what I mean? Like I'm getting really, sometimes I get
This
really
pers-
bored here, and if I do things that keep me happy, then I'm happy, you know? And I'm not talking about drugs
Now,
or
how
alcohol,
long-
you know, but I can stay here, you know, I can stay in my residence, so we're in your office right now, but I can stay in my residence, and I'm on house arrest. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with watching TV and binge watching shows. That's all cool and everything, you know, but my very important family members want me to move on, find another girl, and for some reason this is what really fucks me up in my life, and it has, and it took me so long to realize is women, you know, it's just that those issues, right? I don't like being felt like I'm just crumpled up and tossed away. I
But-
can't handle that.
yeah.
I can't deal with it. So, you know, when I'm sitting at home and I'm just like this, and I'm just stewing
Yeah,
and
I
stewing,
feel like
and I
you
just beat
feel like
myself up.
you
So-
don't, that tells me you don't feel good about yourself.
Yeah, but no, I can't just go out and make new friends that easily. I'm too, you know, I can't do that, right? So, and I don't like change, and I'm afraid of change, right?
Yes.
You know, and because I can't control the situation I'm in, I don't have the control of it, because I fucked it all up. I'm on strict stipulations and conditions.
How long
because
are
they
these
don't
conditions
have-
going to last?
I'm that kind of, there's a lot of variables to that.
How
like
long
as
are you
in-
going to be on house arrest?
Probably until I get the treatment center thing done.
And that'll be soon? Are you willing to go?
Well, yeah, I've signed up for 3 of them already, but the only one that's come back to me, the sooner, the one I could start, the earliest would be by Zoom. So, because I'm already on house arrest, I sit in my living room, on a laptop, and it's 2 hours a day. I was talking with Rona about it last night. It'd be 2 hours a day, like every Friday, or maybe it's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for another one. But most treatment centers are doing Zoom now because of COVID is locked down so many parts of Ontario.
Right. What were your expectations? Because you had asked your family to bill you out and trust you.
My
expectations. What were your expectations of your family members?
To just learn and grow with me, you know, like because it's a learning experience for all of us. Because we've all of my close family members have issues with their own, you know, like we all had at one point substance abuse, you know. Our DOC was different for each and one of us, right? But because I'm, you know, like I'm owning everything that I can think of when it comes to mind. I own it. That's my shit. I screwed it up. You know, I'm here trying to fix myself. I'm healing physically, spiritually, and mentally. Like I am healing my body. Even right now, this conversation is helping, right? I'm just, but I need, it's not that I want, it's a need. I need them to also grow with me. Like, you know, like a little cheese ball example would be like a tree growing, the tree of life
That's
is
a good
growing.
Metaphor.
You know,
I really
it's growing.
enjoyed
So
how you spoke about spiritually, mentally,
yeah, and
physically.
I'm healing myself, right? So, and I need them to heal with me. I need them, I can't afford them to look at me and still see, you know, a drug addicted, you know, person. I need them to look at me as the man I am today, and I need them to trust in me, because it's gonna take, I don't know if I'll ever be able to earn their trust back. They're gonna have to just do it one day, just like they're expecting me
that
to
would
just
be a really good feeling to have
let
that
some things go.
sense of
I have to let things go.
and,
They have to
you know,
let things go.
love, and there's
Right?
a lot on the line for them as well.
Exactly. There's a lot of my sobriety is on the line.
I feel
My sobriety is
with
way
your
more
trauma
than
you've
any
had.
dollars.
I feel like with your abandonment issues and the position your drug abuse, or what should I call it, addictions? What's the proper word? I don't know. Substance abuse, dependency, your relationships with women, with your mother haven't been good.
That's where
I'm
it
trying to be
stems
all
from.
white. I'm trying to be all white right now. So
No, you're
I just
trying
want
to
to
be
get to it.
professional, not white.
I just feel right now that if you were to get into a relationship,
I don't want a relationship, keep in mind though. I
Okay.
don't want, maybe a friendship or something. If I could find another friend, preferably female, because I just came out with a bunch of dudes, you know, with the last 5 months. But anybody that is where I'm at in this point of life,
I
golden.
just feel you really need to
You
work
know?
on yourself right now.
I
Get
know
to
that,
these
yeah.
core issues.
I don't want
and
to
take
be,
one day at a time. I think that's gonna help you.
Yeah, I know that. I understand
You know, this
that.
person that you want to talk to, you maybe talk to them through a messenger. You can't physically be around them. If that person means that much to you, do what you have to do right now. Stay away from this person. When you're done, start over, walk away, and be with that person if you feel your soul is connected to them. But I do feel you have a lot of healing to do within yourself. Or you're just, if something goes wrong in another relationship or a friendship, you're gonna be crushed.
Yeah,
You're
that's
just
true.
gonna
That's
go
what I
back
don't
to
want.
Stage one. You really need to just open up your heart to everyone that's trying to help you. And every day I find, like, you can't have a balance in your life if you don't have your practice, the medicine wheel, which would be your mental, your spiritual, your physical, and emotional, right? So emotionally you're feeling worn. Physically you're exhausted because you're stressed out.
Yeah, yeah.
Mentally,
I'm super tired right now.
you feel like people are playing head games with you. And spiritually, you need to learn, I think, a little bit more, you know, to learn how to have faith in the God or the Creator, because sometimes you feel like you don't have nothing. At least you can say, well, at least God loves me, or there's a higher power. You can smudge. I always like the smell of sweetgrass and sage.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to surround myself with like-minded people. Those are the ones that are gonna lift me up. at the end of the day.
And like you just said, like-minded people, that's why, like I just said, if I could find someone, just anyone just to hang out, like I didn't want to leave Melissa's office today because I feel like me and her, like we're both sober and everything,
She's
right?
a great girl.
And she's super cool.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that I'm looking for a relationship. I don't meet a girl and I'm just like, oh, I want a relationship with her. No. Like, if it was anybody that could come over and hang out with me here, like hang out with me in my cell and watch TV, that's cool. That's all I would want to do. I don't need to find another relationship. I don't need to do any of that stuff. I'm just saying it would be nice and it would help me along if I had another sober person to come and fucking chill out with me, right? You know what I mean? That's all I meant by that. I know I don't want a relationship anytime soon. Fuck no. Sorry for swearing.
Is there anything that we could make a plan for physically to help you physically? Would you like to start going to the gym?
Yeah, so
regularly?
When I was there last night, I was asking them about that, and that wouldn't be an issue, right? So working out in my residence is alright.
When you work out, you get those natural endorphins.
Yeah.
It's a natural high.
Yeah,
you get
but,
into things and
there's
can
a time
become
for that.
addicted, to
Yeah,
that.
I know, for sure. I noticed the difference just from me being in jail, right? And then just that difference seeing in the mirror makes me want to work out more, right? But just the last few days I've been just overwhelmed and exhausted with trying to get new ID, trying to, just get some new clothes, right? Starting off baby stuff, so.
Everyday life that people go through.
For sure.
And now spiritually, do you practice any of those when you are at group with Alphonse? Are you
we smudge when we start off there. The beginning of our sessions, we start off with a smudge and a prayer, and we all talk what we're thankful for, like as a group after we do it individually. And then while I was incarcerated, it was once a week we got the smudge. So.
How do you feel what angers you? What are your triggers?
Honestly, I don't really have triggers, and it's gonna be hard for people to believe me when I say that, but
so
people
when you
that
do get
really
angry, what I mean, let me paraphrase that. Sorry, I'm being a little harsh because I'm your sister, but
no, you're not.
I won't
This
be
is
dancing. Okay,
this is
so
an interview, or this is a meeting, right? You're supposed to be my social worker. You're not my sister. You're my social worker, right?
Yeah.
Right.
What makes you angry, and how do you express your anger? And to think of anything from the past, of things they've done that you're not very proud of. You don't have to talk about it. What do you do when you're angry? Me, I bottle it up, and then I start lashing out. I scold people. I threaten people. The worst I've ever done was break a cologne bottle, maybe. I used to be a fighter. I used to pick on people. I was a bully.
Yeah,
Triggers are when people talk about my family. It hurts me because that's all I had when I was young. I had someone tell me, "Oh, you must like getting beat because you keep going back to your abusive boyfriends." No, it's because I never had love. I was never shown love growing up, a proper love. So, could you give me any examples of what angers you of that sort?
Yeah, same thing. I don't like when people are bullying any family member of mine. That angers me. I don't like being talked about or down to. A really easy one that angers me is when people embarrass me, like when they make me look like fools in public, or in front of company or something. When I get talked down to or belittled in front of people, I'm very easily embarrassed. I am super easy, because I'm so sensitive about everything, right?
Do you feel shame at the pit of your stomach when you're saying?
Or
is it do you feel a rush in your body of embarrassment?
Sometimes I'm so embarrassed I'm angry, and then it depends on the situation. There's a lot of different whatever, but sometimes I black out. I get tunnel vision. I blacked out, and I have badly hurt people. Sometimes I laugh it off when I get angry. Sometimes I'm able to just laugh it off and tease the person and walk away. I'm just naturally, I have an edge on people, usually mentally and physically, so I'm not usually afraid of anybody when I get angry. But most of the time I just bottle it up, put it in a box or something, fold it up, tuck it away up in the closet, you know, until that closet is too full, and that's usually what happens, and that leads to relapse, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I don't know. I've never learned, or I was never taught any other ways to any other outlets except for